For a set, we are at a tie match at the top. Double gen pop to avoid the deadlock. They do go down. There is a haste status effect. They did be careful here. The hatch is going to spawn momentarily. Deadhard could get them the distance to get it too. Shot.
Really smart play on the ace. Oh my god, getting shot through the window.
No longer have distortion, and they are going to teleport here. I think they get there in time. Yes!
Oh, the grab, yes! That is disappointing.
This is be a 4-man out because
Yeah, but they will be able to block this. Yo, getting caught on that. Ace coming with the body block. Oh, they were here.
All right, and we are back. This time with Erasyum versus CDG. And we are going to be kicking things off once again with CDG killing against Erasyum's Survivor team. And we are going to be on the Rancid. So be prepared for the corn as we are going to be seeing the Twins. Once again, Twins becoming a very, very, how should I say, common killer on this map. Very much the case here, I would say. And with that being said, they are looking around, have seen some crows here in the background, suggesting a survivor's nearby. Sure enough, there is the Rebecca going for the pallet drop quite early, though that will make things near impossible for Victor to get the pounce, barely missing, and Nancy coming in for the kick. As the Twins will be once again going back to Charlotte, trying to get some distance here on the Rebecca. Will end up getting this hit before the vault, methinks, and there it is. Twins in a very precarious spot right now with the upcoming PTB changes, which I imagine we'll be seeing this Tuesday. Will be interesting to see how good the Twins are come this potential unbreakable update, as moments like right now might be a little bit difficult for the Twins as a whole, as they'll be unable to slug out in this similar way. However, a very quick pounce there on the Nancy. Charlotte close by for the pickup on Rebecca. Even if unbreakable, I think they would end up getting up here. And it looks like this here will be the first hook of this match. Question is there a Scourge Hook Pain Resonance? At least so far, does not appear to be the case. Breaking the pallet there, very strong loop, now a bit weaker. However, tiles nearby do have some decent pallets and loops available to them. We do see a deadlock there in the middle of the map, and a survivor trying to make it past the Charlotte in order to go for the unhook. Unable to do so, though. Kate going for it. That is shocking to see, as Kate will end up going down. Nancy going to be going for the unhook here. A dangerous game that these survivors are playing, to say the least. Will Erasyum be able to come in for the unhook before we move to second stage, making the tunnel out that much easier on the Rebecca? Does not appear to be the case, as the entity will grab Rebecca, and that will be second stage here. Nancy caught out in the cow tree. Zarina coming in for the unhook after the pickup. Zarina, Nancy trying to come in to get this unhook as cleanly as possible. Zarina, Nancy on either side. Twins had to make a decision. Nancy with the hit. Zarina, grab canceled. And we will see Rebecca here with a bit of extra speed, though it looks like it may have run out. Is that BT? That does appear to be true BT. So Rebecca will get a second chance as they are going to be caught out in this tile. Do want to mention Zarina with the broken stats effect that there is a forced penance. And Rebecca trying to dodge the victor here, unfortunately going down. Unless there's a decisive strike, Rebecca will be sent back to the campfire. Does appear, by the way, that we are going to see 2 gens completed thus far. So that there is 4 points for Erasyum, but with Rebecca primed and ready to be sent back to the entity and the campfire, things are not looking great though. Rebecca, back up. I honestly don't even know what happened there, but Rebecca potentially with an unbreakable in hand will extend things a little bit longer. I don't know if the Twins was worried about a decisive strike or what, but that could potentially cost them here, to say the least. We'll have to wait and see, as Rebecca will end up going back down once again for the people. Going back down, Kate trying desperately to keep Rebecca in the game, but unable to do so, as they will end up going down here at the window. A bit of a misplay here by the survivors, though they have theoretically extended Rebecca's time in the match just a little bit longer. We do have Victor nearby the down survivor. They know full well that they are unable to get the pickup with that killer instinct. So really good play here by the Twins, as we do hear the 3rd gen popping off for these survivors. First stick here for the Kate. So far, the killer in a very, very strong position, to say the least. Victor acting as a bit of a radar, though, having to go back and reset their timer. We do see that deadlock here once again in this middle gen is hit here a few times now, so potentially survivors playing things smart and trying to use that to their advantage. However, Zarina dropping the pallet, hitting Victor, but going down at the same time. That is disastrous for these survivors, as they have used a very strong resource for very little benefit. And we will see Victor coming back out, going for the Kate this time once again. Twins determined to go for the tunnel out. We do see them jump into the locker, though I do not think that they're far enough away where they'll be able to get out before Charlotte is able to get there for the locker pick. And sure enough, that there will be the grab, but there is a decisive strike, stunning them for a total of 3 seconds. However, Kate unable to get much of anywhere. Decisive just not what it used to be, as this will be the 2nd hook for her. Victor coming back out here, going out on the prowl. Another gen popping off for this survivor team. You have to say one thing, they are not going down without a fight. That is for sure. However, Deadlock once again working its magic. We do see the Nancy trying to come in for the unhook. Twins, though, playing smart, knowing that Nancy really can't do much to get past Victor at the window. And sure enough, that will be the pounce on the Nancy. Only one able to come in will be the Zarina. We did see scratch marks earlier there on the right-hand side of the tile. And those are crows, suggesting exactly where the Zarina might be. This does appear to be death to the Kate, as things are ticking down quick. No sign of the Zarina, and that will be the progression to death. Kate being sent back to the campfire, and looks like we'll see a chase here for the Zarina. Very similar to our last match of CDG against AOC. Though CDG in a bit of the opposite situation, where they risk the survivors getting out here if they do not play things right. Do you want to note that Nancy's still holding on to Victor, as they are now in chase with Zarina, potentially unaware that they can see exactly where Victor is located as of this moment. You know, a lot of survivors do tend to forget that once the timer does tick down and Charlotte is able to recall at their own discretion, the aura of Victor is revealed to them. Do want to note that Nancy has not been hooked yet, so there's no chance of a hatch escape here for the Zarina. Does appear that the Twins is fully aware of that fact and that there will be the first hook. Keep in mind that this is a possibility of a deliverance here, as we have yet to see that yet during this match. No deliverance so far, and Charlotte trying to figure out where to bring them, determining not to bring them into the basement in order to try and avoid for a last-minute Deli 2 hatch escape. Though, with the way that things are right now, I don't foresee these survivors going to be able to get out alive, and that there should be the 4K for the Twins and CDG. At this point, it is all just a matter of time, waiting out to see if there is a deliverance in play. And so far, looks like Nancy will move on to second stage, progressing closer to the campfire. The main plan here would be if Zarina's able to utilize their deliverance, as Nancy does die on hook, that would give Zarina the opportunity. It's going to be risky, but not outside of the realm possibility if the Twins does not play things correctly. Nancy officially out of the game. Zarina, will we see a last-minute deliverance? And it does not appear to be the case, as they will progress from first hook to death. That there will be the end of trial number 1. CDG 24 to a sorry, let's see, Erasyum's 8, as being told that their name needs to be fixed up just a bit. But GG, well played to both sides, and we are going to get trial number 2 set up here in just one moment. But before we do, I want to remind everyone here today that you, yes, you are our sponsors. So all the ads that you watch, all the bits that you tip, all the subs that you buy, as well as all the rogue energy that you buy now, if you are into that, will go to supporting Champions of the Fog and our prize pools for Group A and Group B. With that being said, we'll be back in just a bit. All right, and we are back. This time with Erasyum killing against CDG's Survivor team. Much like what we saw before, Erasyum's going to need to get a 4K before 4 gens are completed. If they are unable to do so, CDG will take the victory. And we are starting off things once again with the twins. And we'll see if they're able to get a quick chase here, as we do see crows going off in this tile. So potentially a very quick find. And sure enough, there it is. There is Ronnie, the Nancy, and Victor coming out, seeing the Claudette as well. Chasing her off the gen. Claudette going for the vault. And Victor with the miss! That is huge here for the survivors, as that means that both Claudette and the Nancy have made some amazing distance in favor of this survivor team. Jen over here being progressed a little bit. No sign of the survivor. That there is a Michaela going for the vault, and will not be able to dodge Victor there as they drop pallet early, but not early enough to avoid the Victor pounce. That there is Nancy. We see the Michaela, and I believe as well we see the Ace over here. And it does appear to be Michaela now in chase with the twins. Twins taking the stun. Michaela going for the vault, it looks like. And Nancy here in the middle gen, trying their best to get things going for the first gen of this match. However, does not appear to be the case, as we will see that gen highlighted in yellow. Question of the day, is it an eruption or is it a call of brine? As Michaela will be going down here in the corner for the first down of this match. Nancy once again playing a fire. We do see a Killer Instinct off there in the distance. Looks to be the Michaela trying to crawl to the pallet, and the Ace trying to get away from Charlotte. Both now caught out in this tile. This could be huge for the twins if they're able to get the down, though it does appear that the twins will go for the pickup instead and get a hit on the Claudette, attempting to go for the pallet stun. That is huge, as we do see Force Penance breaking the Claudette, making it so that they are unable to get a heal off here. Really good plays there so far by the twins, slowing things down. However, Survivor's not going down without a fight, as we will see the first gen completed and deadlock being shown to this Survivor team. Twins, though, finding where the Claudette is, getting the down from afar. Good stuff indeed. And Twins gonna be setting Victor back in the corner, trying to identify where these survivors might be. There is the Nancy as well as the Ace. They are now officially unable to heal unless the Ace is able to get the pickup on the Claudette, which appears to be what they're trying to do here. Will they get there in time? Doesn't appear to be the case, as Claudette will go back down, once again being broken. And it looks like Michaela will be moving to second stage on the hook, as we do see the Ace get healed, but it's going to be a little bit too late, as Victor with a narrow miss, just clipping the side of that tile. Claudette, though, getting picked up And things are looking good for Erasyum's killer team so far, I will have to say. Things are going right every which way, and we do see crows go off in the distance. More likely than not, one of the injured survivors playing it safe here in the corner of the map, and sure enough, there's the blood of the Nancy. And I don't know, this is huge. Another down on the Michaela this time. They will have to pick her up before going for that heal. That time spent on that heal going to be back-breaking for these survivors, as they're going to have to reset it all. Both Nancy and Michaela there this time. We see Twins bringing out Victor. Nancy going down this time. No sign of the Michaela and the ace, though. No, Michaela pre-jump the pallet, trying to get away from Victor. Victor with the mind game, getting down on the Michaela as well. This is where the potential new base and breakable change might be a death sentence to Twins with this double slug here. And it does appear that we are going to see a progression to second stage on one ball, as Ace is unable to get to them in time. That is Michaela, third hook, unable to get away from the Twins in time. And things are looking more and more grim for this survivor team. Ace with the dodge on Victor, able to get the kick in time. But honestly, I get a feeling that the Twins not really carrying all too much, as they are able to be right on top of the Nancy. And looks like they are going to be bringing them down to the basement here for their first hook of the game. Amazing stuff here by Erasyum's killer. Really putting the pressure on the survivor team, as one survivor already sent back to the campfire with only 4 gens remaining. And by only, I mean only 1 gen completed, 4 gens remaining for them to even get an escape. And these survivors need to get a minimum of 3 more gens completed to tie things up. A 5th one in order to get the win. CDG's back up against the wall, as Claudette will get pounced on by Victor. And Twins here able to camp out the basement hook, as Ace has successfully gotten it. Twins trying to body block, will end up hitting the Ace, applying the Force Penance broken status effect. And looks like they will end up going for Ace, as Ace has yet to be hooked so far. And this would secure the 3 additional points that they could need in order to get the victory. Twins, though, checking out the gen. Ace unable to get the vault in time. And looks like Victor will post up next to that gen, ensuring that these survivors are unable to work on it at all, if any. Claudette healing up, and appears that the Nancy will be healed here shortly as well. However, it might not mean much, if anything. Things keep on going this way, as Victor is going to be able to keep a close eye on this Ace's hook. And that even with a deliverance, this Ace will not be able to go much, if not anywhere. So far, amazing job from this killer. Really putting the pressure on these survivors, to say the least. And Charlotte now out on the prowl, looking to see what gens these survivors are working on. And so far, not much of a sign of anything here, as we will find the Nancy, however, in the tile, trying to figure out where to go, unable to get there successfully. And we do see Ace with the unhook, that there is indeed a deliverance, and Ace knows full well what they need to do. Victor will push them into the locker, and that will mean that Ace is unable to do much of anything for the next 10 seconds, as I'd imagine Claudette has successfully completed their second jet. Excuse me. Victor being recalled, Claudette not being seen here, and looks like they are going to go back towards this generator. However, no sign of the Ace, as we do see crows return to the tile. Twins determined to get another down. Bring out Victor for the blood tracking, and there is the Ace, crouched trying to hide their moans of pain, but unable to make it happen as Victor will get the second down on the ace. Broken Status Effect will be ending here shortly. We don't see Decisive Strike on Deliverance much, if at all, anymore, so I'm doubtful, but that Broken Status Effect being gone as well, that pretty much seals the deal. And that will be the second hook for the ace here. And unless the survivors are able to have the chase that end all chases, I just do not foresee them completing 2 gens here, especially with Deadlock in hand as well. There's the possibility of them coordinating the gen pop to be back-to-back to ensure that Deadlock does not get value. However, Nancy jumping into the locker to ensure that the twins are unable to get the down on her. But looks like we are instead going to see the unhook from the Claudette on the ace. Ace trying to get that BT hit off, but unsuccessful in doing so. And looks like we will be now being chased with the Claudette, who is also on Death Hook. Remember, these survivors only need the 5th gen completed. If they're able to successfully do that, they will... Ooh! Twins with the cheeky play, unable to get it to happen, though. If the survivors are able to get the 5th gen completed, that there will secure the victory in their favor. They need at least 2 gens to tie things up, 3 gens to win. Can they pull it off is the question. Looks like the twins will go over to kick the gen real quick. Call O'Brien going to be regressing that gen at 200% speed for the next 60 seconds. Will it be enough, as Charlotte will be sticking next to the gen? Only survivor that can safely work on a gen now is the Claudette, mind you. No sign of survivors there on that generator, though it is halfway completed. Victor going to be staking things out, and no sign of survivors on the gen there. That there is the Killer Instinct. Twins with the whiff on the pounce. And looks like A is going to play it safe and go back to the locker. However, Charlotte is not very far away. Even if Ace is able to get out of the locker, I do not think he's going to be able to get away scot-free. And sure enough, Charlotte will be approaching and will be able to get the down on Hellboy. And that will secure the 2K here for the twins with 3 generators remaining. Ace will be sent back to campfire, leaving the Claudia and Nancy to their own devices. Will these two be able to complete 2 more gens for the tie? Gen over there regressed pretty heavily with Call O'Brien. However, another gen popping off. Only 1 more gen required in order to secure the tie game. Victor not getting anyone on the Killer Instinct. That, though, is the Claudette jumping into locker to play things safe. Smart play. That means that only the Nancy can be on gens at this point in time. Victor going to be staying close by. However, there's that Killer Instinct. Twins not heeding it any mind. And Claudette kind of just hanging out right now. We do see that 2-1 split for the survivors on these gens. Claudette will take the pounce. I think that she is thinking that walking would not trigger that Killer Instinct. However, for you keen-eyed survivors, you know full well that you need to crouch away from Victor in order to not activate that Killer Instinct. Nancy coming in, not knowing where Charlotte was, will end up taking a hit at this LT wall. Things are not looking great now for these survivors as they need another gen completed. Not sure why Nancy wanted to go towards that 2 gen. Victor with the pounce over the pallet. Not that's going to mean much here. Though looks like we're going to see a little bit of mind gaming as Charlotte will post Victor there in shack, trying to deter the Nancy from utilizing that pallet and vault. Move them into a completed generator instead. Bringing Victor back out, trying to close the gap, kind of trying to pin them here in this corner in some way, shape, or form. Nancy, though, has not moved away from the tile. will end up getting grabbed by Victor. Looks like that may have been inner healing. They did get the heal off. However, Victor trapped them in the locker. It will not matter as Nancy will get pulled out of the locker and immediately put onto Hook here for the second hook on Nancy. So huge play there by the Twins, able to get that grab there in time, leaving a Claudette injured, afraid, and alone. Interesting part about this, as we are seeing the wrap-up of this match, I do want to point out if the new Mori system is implemented, that will mean that if Claudette were to go down here, that would be the end of the match and a Mori. Honestly, I kind of want to see what your guys' reaction is in chat with the new Mori and base Unbreakable. I think overall the new Mori system is going to be great. I'm going to love seeing more Moris more often. Do you want to note Nancy suiciding on Hook, ensuring that the Claudette might have a chance of either a hatch or a exit gate escape. That there will be the hatch close. And looking at these exit gates, Twins kind of in a rough position as they are a little bit split. No sign of the Claudette there. Claudette could be nearby working on this exit gate, but no sign of them on either location. That is quite unfortunate indeed, as Victor is now posted up and able to check the exit gates at will. Claudette, even if she were to escape, would only secure 1 point in favor of CDG here. So, actually, that would end up tying the match. However, does not appear to be happening, as EGC will more likely than not claim the life of the Claudette, send her back to the campfire for the next match. CDG all but 2 points away from tying things up. Twins just able to pressure the gens a little bit more aggressively. And if EGC about to end, we do see the killer instinct of the Claudette trying to move towards Victor for the pounce. But with that there will end this match. GG, well played to both teams, and congratulations to Erasyum for the victory in round number 2. They'll go undefeated into round 3. They will face off their opponent for the last spot of Group A in Champions of the Fog Season 3. So, with that being said, we will be back in just a little bit. Though not before we see the Claudette sent back to the campfire. But with that being said, do you want to remind everyone here today that you here today are our sponsors. All the ads that you watch, all the bits that you tip, all the subs that you buy, and now all the Rogue Energy that you buy as well using the promo code COTF, which gets you, I believe, 10% off. Will go to supporting Champions of Fog and our prize pools for both Group A and Group B. With that being said, we will be back in just a bit.